this world, changing your mindset.
Having a good nation is achievable if all citizens will work together towards achieving a great and a good nation. If all hands will be on deck. Good to have you on another edition of your weekly TV show, Be This World. It's my pleasure to have you join us today. Let's go for a quick break and we'll return. We'll continue. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Be This World, changing your mindset.
Welcome back to just joining us. This is Be This World. And today we'll be talking politics towards having a good nation and a good state. And my guest today on this show is an architect, an activist, and a politician. More importantly, he is the gubernatorial candidate of the Labour Party for Lagos State in the upcoming general election. Join me to welcome on the show, Gbadebo LP. Good to have you today, Your Excellency. Always looking calm, even when the environment or the situation is not calm.
Thank you for having me.
Being the next governor of Lagos State, what makes you think you can lead Lagos?
I've been building myself for the last 10 years towards this. From when I was at MIT, my thesis there was on solving the waste management problems in Lagos State. So when I graduated and I started worked in urban planning with the American government on New Orleans to tackle a challenge that had to do with flooding, that had to do with being below sea level, tied again because of my long-term interest in Lagos State to get experience. Worked with Chinese government in relation to density, managing density, urban renewal, and ensuring that you can build vertically without losing community, tied again to my desire to work to solve problems of accommodation in Lagos State. Moved back to Nigeria, got involved in affordable housing, alternative construction methods to help solve the problem of accommodation in Lagos State. That's as a professional and as a student. As a citizen, I've engaged the government on agriculture policy, debated the former Minister of Agriculture, led a 2,000-man march on the Senate to fight for the interests of Nigerians, for their food sovereignty, for their ability to keep their exports and to keep their food healthy. These are things that are thankless jobs, but are done out of love. So I have a consistent track record of putting myself forward for service, even when the people did not know how important the things we're fighting for. I have a track record of building capacity directed at solving the problems of Lagos State. Even when I got into politics, I went back to school to get a master's in research and public policy. So it's not just I want to govern, I've gone to build the capacity to make policy that will work and work for the interests of Lagosians. And more than anything, I am an indigene and a son of Lagos, not a son of the soil of Lagos State. This is my home, and I have the desire, the passion, the love to make it work for my people.
That sounds good, or could I say sounds funny, because that is what majority of the gubernatorial candidates from other parties has been saying, that they want to rescue Lagos. Is Lagos lost?
There's something you call state capture. State capture is when the resources of a state has been captured for the interest of a group of people, their cabal or their family. The resources of the state are not being used to benefit and allow for the lives of Lagosians to prosper. Instead, every little thing that you might even call development is only done to continue the interest of this same cabal. That is what state capture is, and that is why you will find a lot of Lagosians, even in this race, I have to say, from the ADC candidate to the thoroughbred Lagosian, Doherty, Oluwo in Good Party, Uthman in SDP. These are true-born sons of Lagos that their heritage is without controversy. You are not hearing that they came from Iragbiji or Osun State. They are sons of Lagos, and they are all fighting to free Lagos. So that is what we are trying to free Lagos from.
So my question is this: if you people said you want to rescue Lagos, what were your parents, your forefathers, your forebears doing that allowed these people to take Lagos away from them, that has put you people on the verge of rescuing your state, like you said?
My sister, I don't know what our parents were thinking. We've been sleeping for some time, but we are awake now.
Wow.
The people have decided that they are tired of 6 hours traffic every day. People are tired of opening tap and they have to sink borehole, and then the government is trying to tax them for sinking borehole. People are tired of the tokenism and politics. They brought a whole president come and commission the blue line. Did anybody use blue line yesterday? Is anybody going to use that blue line tomorrow? They just hang it. You know that when you're coming down from Marina, you want to start getting on the road to link to Lekki. You see the chain is just there. Always these breadcrumbs of potential development, but it never enters our mouth. You see, we are smelling it, we are hoping for it, but you still smelling it for 10 years and you never get to eat it. That's what the APC government has been doing. And we are tired of it. The people are tired of it. Lagos State is supposed to be excellent. The Lagos of my forefathers was the Lagos that was compared to some of the best cities in the world. Lagos of my great-grandfather, he could open the tap and drink water from it. He could go to General Hospital and get proper care. He's not flying abroad to get injection. And that's the same Lagos that all these people that are claiming to be the leaders of APC, they grew up in. They benefited from the public school, public education system. They benefited from public health care. They benefited from water, amenities, sports, school, safety, all of that. Look at the Lagos State that they've left for us. When last are people in communities able to play and just be children again and grow, be normal? Now you see Agberos left, right, and center. All our young men are on drugs. Lagos was better in 1910 when Darocha was pumping water from Iju Water Works to Lagos Island. Do you understand? That's why Lagos, they call it the center of excellence. The people that were here were not shere people. It's unfortunate. I don't know how my ancestors, well, not my ancestors, but some people along the line, they just let's go. You know, and it has been disastrous. Only people that don't know the story of Lagos can look at the Lagos that we experience today and think that it's working.
There's this saying that Labour Party don't have a structure.
Yeah, now they know better now. We have 12 in a week. We're able to put together over 12,000 polling unit agents. How many parties can try that? We literally, what we did as a party is that a baby was walking today and the next day it was jumping fence. That is the equivalent of what we did, and we can only do that because the people are behind Labour Party.
We know before the election in September, to be precise, all the parties signed a peace accord. They signed another one 2 days ago. And even signing that accord, we saw what happened during your rally in Lagos. A lot of people were injured. Now, what is your take on this towards general election?
The people of APC, they are not honorable people. They are not people who go and sign peace accord with and expect that they will keep it. These are people that have no honor. They lie. They look at all their banners. It's as if they just decided what are all the things that we are not, and then they just put it there. We are tested and trusted. We are honest. We are this way. Literally, they are just lying left, right, and center. Right, so I don't believe in a peace accord with this type of people. They have no honor. They are wasting the lives of our young men. You look at them; they started gathering, but the army is also gathering, right? So that's what we have. The army has released hotlines for people to call, right? And it's published. I've published it on my social media. It's published everywhere. So if anybody watching this sees any group of young men gathering, trying to disrupt or suppress elections, call those numbers. Let us see what they will do with the army. Come out without fear. Don't be intimidated. There is enough security that's going to be on ground. Believe me. Your safety and the interest is topmost priority for us. And we are even working overnight, regardless of what assurances we'll be getting. We are still working to make sure that even more layers of security are put in place.
There's this saying that majority of Lagos youths are rooting for you, the obedient. So, without having the backing of the elderly people, who they claim are actually the voters, what do you think about this, and how do you think it will affect your election?
See, out of 900 plus thousand of people that are newly registered, over 60% are youth. And a huge amount of them are even students, right? They have their PVC. The question is, why are we seeing INEC why are we seeing buckets of voters' cards being dumped in gutters, being dumped under the bridge, being dumped in places? They say that they've collected so many voters' cards. But when you got the question is, the people that those cards that have been collected, were they collected by the owners of that card? And that is a forensic audit that I'm going to, by God's grace, His Excellency Peter Obi will be the next president of Nigeria. We must do that audit so that Nigerians will come out and say, they say I've collected, my voter's card has been collected, it was collected by me. Let us know what is really, really going on.
There's this set of people in Nigeria. People don't consider them as very important when in their manifesto or even when they assume office. I'm talking about the elderly, the aged people among us. Do you have any plans for these people?
The age, and it's not just the aged, it's also the differently abled, or who some people call the disabled.
Yeah.
These are people that were factored into our plans and our vision for Lagos State. In terms of the age population, our thing is to create a social welfare net that checks up on these people, that gathers data on the age demographics in each local government and make sure that there's support. Support can be as little as having a member of a team come and sit down with them and just talk to them in the afternoon. Ensure that they have proper access to micro health care. Ensure that doctors can call up on them and check on them. Because a lot of times you find that these people, their children are not living around them. They are alone. Most of the reasons why death even happens is out of loneliness. So it's about companionship, right? Ensuring that they can also network together and play together. Ensuring that we have facilities where at that age there's exercises that they can do for their joints and they can meet as a community, right? So these are the type of things, and this is where design comes in. Because as an architect, that's why I talk about a new Lagos. A Lagos that is designed around the people, the different groups of people, right? The aged have a place in our society. There are people that have also worked very hard to build Lagos and Nigeria. A lot of them are not getting their pensions. We'll make sure that that is happening. We'll also ensure that it's about a complete holistic wellness. Wellness of mind, wellness of body, wellness of spirit. Right? And that's what we are going to do. In terms of the disabled, for us, we're going to engage them in our policy making. They must have a seat on the table so that in any design they can add to it. Right? So whether it's about accessibility, whether it's about carrying them along, inclusivity, they would have a say in that policy arrangement. For me, and that's why I say it's important to go back to school and get skills, not just what you want to do. When I studied research and public policy, the main takeaway was you make policy with the people, not for the people. The people that want to benefit from this thing, they must have a seat on the table. Some people, they say you want to do road for them, but they don't want road, they want hospital.
There's this voice note that has been circulating all around Lagos, intimidating people if they don't vote for APC, that they should not dare come out to vote. What is your take on that?
That was from one ballet, one ballet in Ikate area around Jakondi. The police have called him up. He's gone in for questioning. Yeah, so we raised alarm on it. The police called him, gone in for questioning, and we are watching. See, this election is not going to be like before. They will try their old antics, but God's will prevail over the fate of Nigeria.
What are your total architectural plans for Lagos?
Well, for one, we're going to ensure that our train system is statewide, and we're going to deliver that in 4.5 to 6 years, by God's grace. We're going to ensure that that train system carries cargo and human beings. We're going to focus a lot on moving cargo by rail. Our plan also is a greater Lagos, so we are not going to be looking at expanding into the water anymore. We are going to be looking at partnering with our neighboring states to create accommodation. So we can do developments there, set up industrial parks there as well, so employment opportunities and residential opportunities as well, and link all that back into Lagos State by rail. We're also going to dredge our waterways, ensure that we map out the state of our water beds, so we use that data to allocate where people can dredge sand from, so that it improves our capacity to move by water. And then also allows for ferries to be able to move in the state and actually connect Lagos properly.
In the past, we've seen that after presidential election, the presidency or the federal government don't get much involved in other election, governorship election as well. What are your take on this? Are you not bothered?
I believe that for all the elections, everybody is going to do. We're all hands on deck to be able to deliver a credible election. So I have no worry about that. These elections are going to be like no other.
What are your message for your followers? Obedience in Lagos, to be precise.
Come out
Obedience.
and vote. Don't be intimidated. Nobody can suppress your votes. The military on ground and several other security architecture is going to be there to make sure that you are safe and you can vote freely. Don't be intimidated. They are scared. That's why they are doing all these antics. But our will is going to prevail.
If you win,
When I win.
but you win.
Amen. When I win.
I know you will win by the grace of God. That's everybody that is going into any venture. Praise for the best. Yes, I know it's a contest, but all your plans is to win. Will you carry other contestants along with you?
If you want your government to work, you have to carry everybody along. So that's what we are going to do. You know, politics, that's the skill set that you're supposed to have. The ability to carry people along. Check when all of you have agreed that we are all here together now and this is what we need to do.
Well, thank you for having us and giving us the opportunity to speak with you. We do appreciate it. And we wish you all the best. Well, you've heard it from Gbadebo Bible himself, the governorship candidate of Labour Party in Lagos State. He said it, that it's no longer party as usual. They are here to build the new Nigeria and new Lagos. They want a Lagos that will work. He actually said that Lagos of yesterday is no longer Lagos of today. That he is actually here to take Lagos to where it's supposed to be, the excellent state. He is ready to make it that excellent state. Well, that's much we'll be taking on Gbadebo's show today. If you have missed this interview, you can watch it online on www.gbadebo.tv. Remember, keep love alive. We love you. Go out and cast your vote. Don't be intimidated. Nobody will stop you. New Nigeria will emerge.